I am a person of this community. I don't consider myself as a politician. I consider myself as a representative of this community. That means if this community has a problem, I will set up hotlines through the internet or through a telephone where people won't get ignored. Not only that, they will be able to reach the office of where I will be working if I get elected. I will have a well-trained staff that understands the problems of our community. I will stand up for our firefighters that are also voluntary firefighters, risk their lives to save us each and every single day. The Hatzalah, Haver, they all help out our community voluntarily, and I think that they cannot get effective. My goal is, if I become councilman, is to be a person that is a representative, that I am a person that is young, and I don't owe any favors to anyone. That means if the people have a problem, I will deal with that problem and fight with the people that I have to fight to solve our community's problems. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next closing statement from Joe Lazar.
I guess you should have the opportunity to. Everybody, the big question has been, why is Joe Lazar running? What do you need this for at this stage in your career? I've lived in this community all my life. I raised my family here. I raised my children. They went to the yeshivas in this community. My grandchildren go to the yeshivas in this community. I need this community to continue to thrive. I want to use my years of experience in government to help bring services and funding into this community so that it can continue to thrive the way it has. And I want to make a better life for all of the people in this community, whether they're seniors, whether they're children. I want to help the yeshivas. I want to help the seniors. I want, Ronald Reagan had a very interesting take on government. He says, basically, the government's view on the economy can be summed up in a few short phrases. If it moves, tax it. If it stops, or if it continues to move, regulate it. And if it stops, tax it. Subsidize it, I'm sorry, subsidize it. We can't keep on taxing the citizens in this community. People are running away. People are leaving. The people in our community have no place to run. They need their shuls, they need their yeshivas, they need their kosher stores. We really don't have anywhere to run. I have a 4-year-old grandson sitting right over here. I want him to be able to raise his family in this community the way I have raised my family in this community. I think I owe it to my children, I owe it to my grandchildren, and I owe it to the seniors. When I left government, I did a lot of stuff in government, and I could bore you for hours, and I don't want to do that. I have a lot of material that I could use that I'm not going to use. But when I was in government, I funded programs for the mentally ill. I funded housing. I was in charge, we talk about affordable housing. I was in charge of 18,000 units of housing in New York City as part of my job. I helped, when I was with the city buildings department, I helped almost every single yeshiva, every individuals who had problem cutting through red tape, whoever came to my door got help. I was there for the community, and I want to continue to be there for the community. Don't mind, I've got to get a drink. After I left government, I didn't stop working for the community. I come from a family of Holocaust survivors. My parents were both in Auschwitz. They lost 3 children in Auschwitz. And when they came out, they found each other. And I was born in a DP camp in Germany after the war. And the Holocaust is something that's very, very important to me. And when I left government, I didn't stop. I went and I found a grant that was for seniors. It was for mental health services for older Americans. And when I looked at it, I said, why can't that mean Holocaust survivors? And why can't that mean the second generation of Holocaust survivors? Because, I like to think I'm normal. I hope everybody out there feels that I am. But there are a lot of people that are carrying a lot of baggage from what happened to their parents. And I feel that it's a responsibility to be able to get services for those people as well, and it's a responsibility that we have to make sure that the government recognizes that there is in fact a second generation of Holocaust survivors. And I was able to get a grant from the federal government. We responded to an RFP, and we got a $1.2 million grant from the U.S. government, and the first time in history that the government acknowledged that there was a second generation of Holocaust survivors. The grant read, it's for Holocaust survivors and their children. It is the first time that anybody acknowledged there is a second generation. I don't get credit for that. That's something that's a responsibility for us to do. I think we need to remember what happened during the Holocaust and teach our children what happened, so this can't be forgotten. It's a responsibility I have. It's not something I should get credit for. But I kept working for this community. I want to continue to work for this community. I hope that you'll go out there on March 23rd and vote for me, and ask everyone to be present to go and vote for me. And I promise that I will have the same open door policy that I've always had in government, and I will do what I've always done. I will give. I once stood in front of an audience of 1,000 people, and I gave my cell number out, and people said, "You're crazy, why are you doing that?" And I feel that you, the people, you're the important people in this process. You have the right to get to me because you're paying my salary. And I promise that you will be able to get to me. I will be fully accessible, and I will work on behalf of this community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jonathan Judge.
Thank you again to all of you coming out tonight, to the fellow candidates who are running in this race, to the Jewish president, Nachum Segal. I think everyone did a great job tonight. So let's give a round of applause. For at least the past 10 years, the people of this district have not had a choice in who their city councilman is. This is a momentous occasion for the people of our district to make a decision, and that's going to have an impact on how city government is going to function over this year and the next election cycle up until 2013. So what I offer as a candidate to you is we can tally up all our endorsements from certain elected officials, but like I said earlier, part of the problem is the same people who've been messing up government want more of the same people to join them in doing that work. We need a real change of course. We need to change the direction we're heading in. Like I said, I'm a conservative Republican. You know that will mean I'm not going to raise your taxes. You know that's going to mean I'm going to look for the most efficient way to spend the money on your behalf to provide essential services to the people of our community. And let me emphasize how important it is that the councilman is inclusive. Now we realize just as important it is to work with Borough Park, it's just as important to work with Midwood, it's important to work with Kensington, it's important to work with Bensonhurst. Whether you're Jewish, whether you're Sephardic, whether you're Ashkenaz, whether you're Hasidic, whether you're Italian, whether you're Pakistani, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Asian, it doesn't matter. Everyone's voice counts. And when everybody's busy taking care of their families, my parents struggled very hard working for the city of New York. They are police officers. They work for the NYPD, and they struggled very hard to send me to private school to give me the opportunities that I had. And I know that I have the support of Republican leaders in the 49th Assembly District and the Italian community who also understand how important that is and share with you the same concerns about your children's education and many other issues. officers, whether it be police, whether it be fire, whether it be sanitation. There'll be plenty of time in this campaign to go through all those issues with you. The thing that I want you to leave with tonight are two important things. The next councilman to be effective and to get more for not only the people of the residents of Benson of Borough Park, but also for Benson, Kensington, Midwood, has to be able to work with everybody in those communities. I have a record of that. That is my training in city government, is to work with everybody. And with those people in the community board, with the people in the community, on a whole host of issues, we've gotten tremendous work done and accomplished for people in the community because everybody's voice was heard and we made sure of that. The second important thing you have